And you against Tyson Fury in the summer next year.
Yeah, that's the plan. It'll be a great fight to see how our styles match. And like, people have underestimated me to now, and then I prove them wrong each time. So, like, Tyson Fury is the top of the game right now, but I'm close to it. So let's see who's going to be number one. There's a few fights that need to take place first, and in the meantime, you know, I'm going to have a fight, and then there's other fights, and I'm still here. I've got another 3 years left to be a part of some amazing fights. So, like, I've got the WBO interim right now, so it's I'm in a good position. Met with music the other day, like, as well. We're like, there's some exciting fights, man. Like, I just can't wait for them to be made, and I can't wait for this one to kick off now.
Right, we'll leave it there. You need to hurry up. You're 49 years old, so you need to hurry up, Joe.
Steady, 37 to the day. I've got at least another 3 years.
Right, Fabio, Joe, thank you very much, and good luck with your fight. We'll speak nearer the time. And you, fight with Gorman, I'm all looking forward.
What's good, family? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Shed for coming through and boosting up the coin. 1,000,000% confirmed. So, we just heard there from my doggy, Joyce, and I'm frustrated and pissed off. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to no one. Listen, I can come on here and turn into a capper. Not even once. Your man, the YB, ain't doing no cap. This guy, this big burly Don, pissed me off. He's my favourite fighter right now, but up here, managerially, he's just too slow. And it's not even something against Joyce. A lot of boxers are the same way. Remember Dillian White? Dillian White sat around complaining for 3 years and then did something about it and got his shot. Too late then. In that sense. No good waiting around. And to hear Joe, his own man, his own alpha male as such, sit there and say, oh, there's other fighters that need to happen first. What? Why do you care what other people got going on? You should be saying, listen, Tyson Fury, all due respect, I don't know you from Adam, and even if I did, I'm on my own things, yeah? I want my belt now. That's all you should be on now. Listen, I'd be lying to you if I said, is Joyce guaranteed to get his opportunity and or belt now? No, but that's not your job. Your job as an individual, as a Joyce representative, is to try. His team right now shouldn't be focused on other people, shouldn't be focused on, well, there's a lot of things that need to happen. No, your focus should be, we're going for that belt now. Yeah, that's it. Now, if it turns out 6 months down the line, for whatever reason you can't get that, so be it. But to sit there and say, for you to be cheerleading someone else, some other dude's career, oh, well, Tyson Fury needs to fight Usyk first, and then, did you hear what Joyce said? Oh, yeah, I'm going to have a fight with someone. So wait a minute, Tyson Fury gets to do what he wants, gets to fight Bum Chisora, gets to fight Usyk, and you get what? Oh, I'm fighting someone. Wait a minute. What? Joe, let me ask you this. Why is it, Joyce, you know more about what Tyson Fury doing with his career than you do your own damn career? Yeah, Tyson Fury fighting Chisora, Tyson Fury fighting Usyk, and I'm fighting, I've got a fight coming up. What? There's something wrong with that, people. Let's not forget, yeah, Joyce is not a Queensberry Promotions executive. Joyce is his own man, a top-level fighter. I put him number 2 behind Tyson Fury as well, based on current form and based on resume. Usyk doesn't have the resume Joyce has. Usyk has 2 life and death performances against the biggest useless bodybuilder in the history of the game. That ain't worth dick in my opinion. It's just not. I'm sorry. Yeah? AJ was ready to go in both of them fights, and you couldn't get it done. So don't tell me about what Usyk got going on. Joyce gets it done. How many people here, yeah, think Usyk stops Parker? Absolutely not. Usyk won't even put Parker down. Facts. How many people here think Usyk stops Dubois? Again, he don't even put him down. Never mind, stops the guy. So don't tell me about Usyk. Yeah, I ain't trying to hear about Usyk. Listen, has Usyk done what he's supposed to do? He has. Has Usyk beaten the biggest, most useless bodybuilder of all time? He has. Usyk gets credit for beating a heartless bodybuilder, and that's where it starts and ends for me so far. Now, if Usyk beats Joyce and beats Fury, I'll get on my own knees and blowing myself as the best thing since sliced bread. But until then, you ain't getting credit for going in there. Who can't beat AJ right now? Let's be real here. Who can't beat AJ? There's a whole liner, man. I know a whole trainer, man. Trust me, the heavyweight. Listen, there's a train ready in the heavyweight division, waiting to be ran on AJ. I know a train full of heavyweights who would have a go on AJ. This is what it is. Yeah, the heavyweight division would run a train on AJ right now. This is what it is. Nothing personal. It's just the facts. Yeah, just the big facts. That's what it is. The big facts, and the big facts are: this dude, Joyce, need to pull his big sausage. I bet he's got a huge... Listen, I ain't sitting here trying to speculate, but I guarantee you Joe got a huge, weighty sausage, and that's fine to have. But what's the point being on some big man ting sausage ting and not using it? Yeah? That's what they call big for nothing. What's the point being big burly Joe talking about next man's career? Oh, well, my name's Joe Joyce. I'm a big 280-pound burly don. But yeah, I'm sitting here telling you what Tyson Fury gonna do as if I worked for Queensberry Promotions. I kid you not. If you listen to this interview not knowing anything, you'd think, oh, that must be Frank Warren's underling. That's how you'd assume it was. You'd never guess that Joe Joyce was the number 2 heavyweight in the world. You'd never guess that. And there's something wrong with that. And Joe, it's a running joke at the moment. Oh, Joe's really old. Yeah. But Joe's been old. And it frustrates me because, again, Joe's been old for 5 years already. Joe Joyce beat Dubois in 2020. What has he done since? That fight back then was an eliminator for the World Championship 2 years ago. What's Joe Joyce got since? A fight against B-level Parker. With all due respect, that doesn't cut it. Great win, but that's not where he's supposed to be going. And really, I've got to be honest with you. Again, that fight shows the influence and the leverage of Tyson Fury. Why? Well, that whole fight of Joe Joyce versus Parker didn't just happen, people. That was made because Tyson Fury wanted to get his mate, Morecambe Joe, back in the mix. Do you understand? Tyson Fury pulled his strings to say, yep, let's get Joe Parker back. What had Joe Parker done? Joe Parker hadn't done nothing. Joe Parker went life and death with Chisora. Got put down by Chisora. So Morecambe Joe got put on because Tyson Fury told Frank Warren, yeah, Frank, let's put Joe Joyce in there. And obviously Fury was hoping Joe Joyce would get beat, and therefore his man Parker would be back on the red hot list. So even that shows you, even when Joe Joyce does something good for himself in beating Joe Parker, even that has Tyson Fury's minglings all over it. Now, I'm not knocking Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's doing what's good for him. What I am saying is, you can't knock Tyson Fury for doing what's good for him, but what you can knock is why this big burly alpha don, Joe Joyce, ain't taking things seriously. He's laughing and joking like he knows something we don't. He's laughing and joking like he hasn't just spent 2 years sitting around doing nothing. That's the facts. You beat Dubois and did what since? Nothing for 2 years. So I'm sorry, please forgive me for not finding nothing funny. I don't find that funny. I don't find one of the best prospects in the heavyweight division right now, at 35-year-old, sitting around for 2 more years. He's now 37, and unfortunately, you've got a 37-year-old man who's just sat around for 2 years, now telling you his future is uncertain, whilst citing what everyone else is going to be doing. How'd that work? You should be saying, listen, Frank, I don't give a fuck what Tyson Fury doing. Tell me what you got for me. What big opportunities have you got for me when I'm off fighting at Wembley? And don't give me the whole, oh yeah, sit around, Joe, because Frank Warren's given Joe the whole, yeah, Joe, sit around, cuck yourself for another 2 years, and you'll get the Fury fight for 10 million. That's what he's been given. That's why Joe's smiling. What you don't realise is, I'll tell you what, Joe. See if you can take that to the bank. How about that? Yeah? Go to the local bank and tell them, listen, Frank Warren told me in 6 months I'm getting a Tyson Fury fight. See if you can buy yourself a big mansion with that. Oops, you ain't buying shit with that because it's worthless. It's worthless. Don't mean nothing. For all you know, and I'd probably bet on it to be honest, I've got a very uneasy feeling, yeah, about Tyson Fury fighting Joyce. I just have. I haven't never seen Tyson Fury talk the way about a fighter other than Joyce. Yeah, when Tyson Fury talks about anyone, he kind of clowns them. When he got mentioned about Joyce, all of a sudden Tyson Fury went all stiff. Oh yeah, Joe's good. Yeah, Joe's probably number 2, and yeah, you know what I mean. He all started getting all weird about things. So, and listen, maybe I'm wrong. If Tyson Fury fights Joyce, as he should do, as an undisputed champion, by the way, that's your job. You don't get brownie points for doing your job. But if he does do that, I'll give him respect. But so far, it's not looking good. When a man is fighting Chisora, for example, when a heavyweight undisputed champion of the world fights Chisora, that tells me you ain't really looking for people like Joyce. Because there's a lot lesser people than Joyce that could have been put in there. I wouldn't even mind a winning fighter. Now, yeah, Chisora had an okay win against Oldlev, but come on now, that don't count for nothing. Beating Oldlev, a million-year-old himself. 1 million-year-old man beating another million-year-old man. That don't get on my ratings. So yeah, man, I'm pissed off. But end of the day, man, when my prediction is Joyce don't do nothing, essentially, for at least a year. That's my bet. Because this whole narrative of, oh yeah, Joe, sit around, you're going to be fighting Tyson Fury in the summer. You even hear Coogan chill in that narrative. Anyone, if I'm wrong, I'll put my hands in the air and say I was wrong. But anyone here who thinks Tyson Fury is going to be fighting Usyk in February or March is having a complete giraffe. There's no way that's happening. No way. Not in a, you could line up a month of Sundays and you wouldn't even be close. When has Tyson Fury ever fought 3 months later? He just fought Dillian White in categorically his easiest fight. Tyson Fury has never had a fight easier than that. Hence, you'd think, wow, that was an easy fight. Surely Tyson Fury would have fought 3 months later. No, he's fighting 9 months later. And yeah, the Chisora fight isn't likely to be hard, but in my opinion, I think the Chisora fight will be harder than the Dillian White fight. In as much as Chisora will probably get a few shots on target. Because Chisora, whatever you say about him, he will come forward and he will throw heavy shots. Unlike Dillian. Dillian just stood there and was happy to lose on points, he thought. Until he got chinned. So, do you think Fury going to go in there? No, I don't believe it myself. You know what Fury's like. Fury will beat Chisora and then play a whole bunch of games for 6 months to a year. And then he may retire. You just don't know. That's the thing. You're talking about someone who has got no evidence. For example, Canelo, yeah? Let's say Canelo said to Joyce, yeah, I'm going to fight in December, then me and you are going to fight in March. For me, that's worth something. Because Canelo has evidence, has a history of fighting back to back to back with 3 or 4 months break. Fury does not have any evidence of doing anything like that. Not to mention the whole negotiation bullshit. Yeah, we've got Usyk with 3 belts and we've got Fury with 1 belt. That to me screams like negotiations problems. In as much as is Fury going to want 60-40? Fury could easily argue, I want 60-40, I'm the bigger name. Equally, Usyk could argue, what are you talking about? I've got 3 belts. I'm undefeated. I want 60-40. Do you understand? Now, they may agree on straight up 50-50, but look at Crawford versus Spence. How'd that work out? And again, that's why it was so important for Joe Joyce to focus on his own career. You can't base your career on a bunch of other dudes. That makes you a cuck. Listen, Joe, are you a cuck? I think you're a cuck. You must be a cuck. You must be a cuckold to Frank Warren and Tyson Fury. That's how you're acting. Fix up. It's not good. You've got dick. That's what you're looking forward to. Your career's got dick for the next 12 months. And for some reason you're happy about it. But that's the problem, really, yeah. The problem is, these fighters... Now, for me, Joe Joyce isn't overpaid. He earns his money. But I'm saying, to some extent, it is overpaid because these guys they aren't active enough. So the problem is, Joe Joyce makes $1 million, yeah? Now, anyone knows, if you've been paid $1 million, you ain't dying, you ain't starving. That's enough money, really, to live off for the rest of your life. So Joe Joyce isn't really bothered. He's not hurting, is he? Joe Joyce isn't hurting for activity. Joe Joyce has got $1 million in the bank, so he can take it or leave it. He doesn't have that desperation. Look at Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard fights once every 10 years. Because he's made some good money and he's not in a rush. Which is great for him. Although it's not, because he ruins his career. The best fighters are active, in my opinion. Not to mention, 38-year-old man. You don't have time anyway, man. I'm not doing no more circling. It is what it is. But Joe, man, pull your finger out your ass and start focusing on yourself. Don't worry about what Tyson Fury doing. Worry about securing your own WBO shot. If that means you end up splitting undisputed, so be it. Because if these guys were undisputed, they should earn it. I.e., Fury can beat Usyk for 2 belts and then beat Joe Joyce. That, for me, would be the true undisputed. Because if Fury can beat Usyk and then beat Joe Joyce, that really is wiping out the best in the division. You've beat AJ, you've beat Wilder, and you've beat Joe Joyce. For me, there's no other claims to be had. A man who can beat them 3, Usyk, Wilder, and Joyce, that's the best man in the world right now. Unfortunately, that can't be said. Anyway, I pray someone gets through to Joe Joyce. I've tried reaching out. I don't know what. Yeah. Smash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell 100%.